Hello there. What is going on, everyone? Today we're going to be talking a little bit about the X-Wing Trench Run ships from the new Battle of Yavin scenario pack. These are the standardized loadouts, and they recently did an article on the AMG website about these, the atomic mass transmissions style articles that they have always done for Marvel Crisis Protocol and recently Star Wars Legion. Well, now they're doing them for the X-Wing as well, and the first one of these is talking about our three classic X-Wings, Luke, Wedge, and Biggs. And it's pretty cool to see that they're doing these again. I don't think there's any major spoilers in this, but I thought this would be a good time to kind of go over these and just talk about things that maybe you have missed, or for those of you who aren't too familiar with the standard loadouts, how those are going to work. They're basically oversized cards that you can use for the scenario, but you can also use them in your regular squads, and you won't be able to customize them. So they're kind of like a deluxe version of a quick build. But what's more than just a quick build is they'll have some extra abilities that you wouldn't normally see, like new pilot abilities, new ship chassis abilities, and maybe even retooled or kind of changed versions of certain types of abilities or upgrades. Like one of the things you'll notice on all of these three is that they each have an astromech that's giving them shield regeneration, and all the wording is exactly the same, but they're all different astromechs, and so it's very cool that they are kind of all kind of meant to fly together. And we'll talk about each one of them in a little bit more detail. But they also all have Hope, which is a new ability. It says, after another friendly ship at range 0 to 3 is destroyed, you may perform a focus or boost action, which is going to be a nice thing if they're flying together. If somebody gets blown up, everybody else is like, whoa, 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 let's get out of here. Biggs just took, just took a shot, and let's go. They also have attack speed, which is going to help them, obviously, if they're doing a trench run, or if you're maybe trying to just, get closer to engagement, or maybe trying to get farther away. It's after you fully execute a 3 or 4 speed maneuver, you may boost using the straight 1 template. It's also important to notice that attack speed, which you're going to see on all of them, is not an action, it's just a boost. So even if you happen to be stressed, you can still do it. It's not a boost action, so if you've already taken a boost action, you can still attack speed boost, which is pretty cool. So I think that's pretty interesting, though, in the way that they've kind of made these work. They're going to be a little different because, again, you can't put everything that you would have normally put on an X-Wing on these. But I'll be honest, as somebody who has been playing a little bit more X-Wing lately, one of the things that I am not crazy about with the 2.5 kind of rule set is the list building. A lot of times I'd like to just not have the loadout points, but have the extra ship, just because for me, there's so much X-Wing stuff. I have a hard time trying to remember, like, wait, do I have enough copies of this upgrade card? And I'm having to pour through mountains and mountains of upgrade cards, even though I've got them sorted. I've got, like certain ones didn't make it into the binder. So my X-Wing collection is a mess right now. And I think something like this is going to make it really easy to just grab 3 ships and go play, or grab 4 ships and go play, and have an easier time of list building. And so I think this is going to kind of scratch that itch for me personally. But the cool thing is that this isn't something you have to do. You can still build squads, the way you have been building them if you want, or you can use these, or you can do both. You can like build some ships and then like, hey, you know what? I want 2 of these guys and I want the rest of my squad, like old fashioned, where I'm just going to build them normally. You can do any mix and match and combination thereof. And of course, as more scenario packs come out, you'll have even more options. So you won't just have to do Battle of Yavin stuff. You won't have to do a Millennium Falcon, Y-Wing, X-Wing, or whatever. That will presumably you'll be able to do like A-Wings at some point. Or I think the goal right now is to probably get every ship in the game some kind of standardized loadout cards. But of course, there's a lot of ships to get through. So we're going to talk about these X-Wings right now. If you guys are new here to the channel, we're still giving away a lightsaber. You just have to be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos, and that's running until the end of the month. Also, want to thank Luxury Playstyle for sponsoring this video. There are amazing full metal tokens for X-Wing as well as Legion. If you use code Crabbok VIP, you're going to save 15% on orders of $35 or more. You're also going to get a free Crabbok lightsaber nunchuck token thrown into your order. So definitely head over to a luxury playstyle. Check out these amazing tokens. They're absolutely fantastic. They make great tournament support as well. So tell your stores, tell your organizers, hey, get some of these tokens. Use this code, save some money. Everybody's going to come out for this event if you've got some amazing luxury playstyle tokens on the line as prize support. So definitely check those out. All right, guys, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about these. So let's start off with Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker is Initiative 5. He's still 3-2-4-2 force. He has the after you're declared as the defender during an attack, you may recover 1 force. He has the new Hope ability, like all of these X-Wings are going to have. He also has attack speed, which we talked about. It's that free extra boost. So basically, a 4 straight is going to be a little bit more like a, I guess a little bit more like a, more than a 5 straight. So almost like a 6 straight if you're going to attack speed. Because, you're going to have your 4 straight, you're going to have your ship placed there. Then you put the 1 template, and then you put your ship. So you have your ship's base plus the 1 template. So that's kind of a 6 straight, which is kind of cool if you're doing that far. Of course, you have to still be able to fit, though. So that might be a problem. Instinctive aim. So you can spend a force to ignore the target lock requirement on your proton torpedo. Of course, he has proton torpedoes. And he's got R2-D2. After you reveal your dial, you may spend a charge and gain a disarm token to recover a shield. And that's going to be a common theme. A lot of what you see on Luke's card here is going to be the same for Biggs and for Wedge. The main difference being instinctive aim for Luke, and of course Luke's own force abilities and his unique pilot ability there. Also his initiative of 5. Now Wedge is initiative 5, and flying, I guess, with Luke. I guess this is like an earlier. Isn't Wedge normally 6? No, I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, so Wedge is going to be initiative 5 here. Again, that's part of the thing. These are slightly different. He has, while you perform a primary attack, if there's another friendly ship in the defender's firing arc, the defender rolls 1 fewer defense die. So he kind of wants to be slightly on the outside, kind of, trying to cover. Luke is like, oh, Luke's getting shot, or maybe Biggs is getting shot, and Wedge is like, no, I've got them. So it's similar to outmaneuver, similar to that classic Wedge ability, but giving him a little more flexibility. It's probably going to be outmaneuver, but the big thing is if you guys are going this way and he's just coming this way, it can be like a head-to-head thing if the enemy's right behind and he's doing the same thing. He also has Hope, also has attack speed. He's got R2-A3, which has the same text and 2 charge, and you can gain a disarm token to recover a shield. He has proton torpedoes also. Again, a lot of common themes on these 3 X-Wings. And that's another thing that I kind of like about this set and what we're seeing so far is that I think it's maybe a new player friendly option in that sometimes you forget. My last game, we did have a battle report on that, by the way. I went very light on upgrades. That battle report is actually live right now on Patreon. So patrons already at the A-Wing level or higher can already get a look at that one. But I went a little bit lighter on the upgrades because one of the problems is, with the loadouts, that so many ships are loaded with upgrades now. I think it's very easy to forget some of your upgrades. And if you're running these 3 X-Wings, one of the things that's really cool is that they all have so many of the same abilities. You're a lot less likely to forget. If they all have proton torpedoes, they all have a shield recovery astromech, they all have attack speed, and they all have Hope, all of a sudden now, you're going to be a lot more likely to remember at least those things. And then it makes their individual things, like what does Wedge have that makes him different? Well, he's got he's got his Wedge ability, and he's got marksmanship. And so, and that's the only things that really stand out that the other ships don't have. So I think that's a really cool thing that makes this easier to run for a lot of folks. I know I'm going to be a big fan of wanting to try all of these out when they do come out. But just because of that, it's going to be so much easier to just grab your list and go instead of having to like pore over through your card collection trying to find that extra copy of Dedicated or something like that. So yeah, he's got the marksmanship. If they're in your bullseye, you can change a hit to a crit. Well, it's not the easiest thing to do with an X-Wing, but it might be a little bit easier since with Hope you can boost. So maybe. And then we've got Biggs. Biggs is also going to have some of the same things. He still has Hope, still has attack speed, still has proton torpedoes, and he has R2F2, which is still going to give him shield recovery. Biggs' thing is during the system phase, you may choose a friendly ship at range 1. If you do, treat your initiative as equal to the chosen ship's initiative until the end of the activation phase. Now this is a really cool ability. So this isn't going to let him shoot at somebody else's initiative, but it's going to let him move at somebody else's initiative. And this can be huge right now, because you're going to set dials first. But if you want to make sure, if you're afraid you're going to bump, really, or if you want to block somebody else, having that option is really cool. The problem is you'd have to have another friendly ship at range 1 that has the initiative that you kind of want to move at, and so Biggs is going to have to fly close to somebody that he's protecting, which is, that one might take a little bit to master. That one might be a little trickier to, like, out of all of the 3, he might be the most difficult one to do. But to go along with that, he's got Selfless, while another friendly ship at range 0 to 1 defends. Before the neutralize results step, if you're in the attack arc, which again you probably will be if you're doing this, you may suffer a critical to cancel a critical shield result. A critical result. Shield. I say shield result because I'm thinking you're probably only going to do that if you have shields, and the other player doesn't, and because you can recover shields too. So not infinitely, but you get to do that a couple of times. So I think this is just like built-in tech that works out really well. It's like, hey, I'll eat that crit for you, Luke. Don't worry about it, And then Luke's like, oh, good, because my shields were down. And Biggs like, I still had one shield up, so I took the crit, so you didn't have to. The true hero. But so kind of Biggs is still kind of performing that role that Biggs has always had in X-Wing. If you guys remember, like early X-Wing 1.0, like people had, if they had any targets, they had to target Biggs if he was at least one of them, and it was kind of broken. You're like, wait, that was like one of those crazy abilities that they're allowing him to kind of still kind of be that, like, I'll cover you without it being quite so broken. So it's a pretty cool role that Biggs is functioning with here. Of course, if everybody else is dead, he's still got the proton torpedoes. He can still make the attack run himself. And that's our 3 X-Wings. I'm sure there are going to be more articles soon. There may even be another article that came out between the time it took me to record this and before it goes live. So who knows? But yeah, so I think we'll be getting more articles, and I think that's a really cool thing that they're starting to do that more for all of their games. And so again, check until they get the new website up. I think the best place to articles is just to follow AMG on social media. Of course, if you can follow me on social media, I've got links down in the video description below. I want to thank you all for watching. Big thanks to my patrons. You guys are absolutely amazing and help make this channel possible. So thank you for your continued support. I will talk to you later. Keep on rolling dice. Keep on having good times. May the force be with you. Live long and prosper. Be excellent to each other. So say we all. Party on, dudes, and always wash your socks. Goodbye there.